I wanted to test out the smallest skateboard wheel versus the biggest skateboard wheel. So right here I have a 75 millimeter OJ, and right here I have a 48 millimeter Snot Wheel Co. Haven't heard of this brand before, but I'm interested in trying it out. This video is also sponsored by Squarespace, the best website for building websites. More on that later. In my last video, I was testing out wheels that were only 2 millimeters apart. These are 27 millimeters apart, so I already know that a lot of the same tactics I went to testing the wheels are not gonna work in this video. I typically skate a 53, so even though the smaller wheel is 5 millimeters less, it's still a skateboard wheel that's a little harder, so I feel like it's not gonna be too much different from my normal day-to-day experience. The bigger wheel is gonna be completely different. So the bigger wheel, it's gonna require me trying much more basic tricks. And there's a few other things. With this wheel, since it's so much bigger, I had to put riser pads on. So my skateboard is much higher off the ground. The wheels are much softer, so the timing of the pop and everything is gonna be more difficult, and I'm probably more likely to get wheel bite, which means the wheel is gonna press up against the wood and make me fall over. So we're just gonna do some flat ground tricks, some box tricks, some rail tricks with both of the wheels, test them out, and I'll let you know in real time my experience. This is the most like me thing ever, but I just skated flat ground for maybe about 15 minutes and realized my camera was off. Also, first thing I noticed is that the wheels feel a lot louder, almost more plasticky, because I'm closer to the ground. So I'm assuming that the bigger the wheel, the more it compresses and allows you to feel like a softer landing, because right now it feels like I'm like an inch above the ground, which I kind of am. As for the tiny 48 millimeter wheels, they didn't feel too different. I definitely have to get used to them. They are smaller. I don't like how loud it is when it hits the ground, so I'm going to stick with my 52 millimeters, which is still kind of a small wheel. Most people skate 53 or 54, so very, very little difference. But now we're gonna try some flat ground tricks with the bigger wheels. We're gonna keep the flat ground tricks a lot more basic, because I have a feeling that even a kickflip where I actually pop the board is gonna be kind of difficult. But let's try it. Such a smooth ride though. I love that feeling. It feels like a cruiser board, which is typically used, at least what I'm used to, for the filmer. So if you're street skating and you're riding over rough ground, the filmer has a silent ride, so it's not ruining the footage. This would be perfect for that, even though I would probably get a bigger board in the future. This one is the same size deck. So let's try some tricks. Maybe we should start with an ollie, huh? Woo! Feels pretty good, actually. Oh, I hate that. Ugh. Like just the feeling of popping and the timing being off makes me cringe. Like you can probably see my face being like, no. Ah, gross. We are filming a YouTube video, so let's do a challenge. 9 more tricks. Oh, I hate it. The timing of the pop is so much more difficult because you're so much higher off the ground that by the time you go to flick, your nose is like, I haven't kissed the ground yet. Oh my God, first try. Very easy to get wheel bite. So you have to land perfectly flat on top or the board will hit the wheels and stop you immediately. That's pretty good. Again, we are filming a YouTube video, so I want to push myself and challenge myself to try tricks with this board, but would I ever actually skate a board with wheels even close to this big? No, never. I would definitely rather skate the smallest wheel than the biggest wheel for flip tricks, but for cruising alone, which is actually probably what most people are doing, these wheels are amazing. It's really fun cruising with them. I definitely have 2 riser pads on, so maybe ½ an inch worth of riser pads to make sure that you're not getting wheel bite often. Also, if you're going down a big hill and you get wheel bite trying to take a turn too hard, that's gonna be very dangerous. So I would make sure that the wheels are not close enough to the board. Also, I'm skating an 825 board. I think the wider the board, the better, because the whole point of cruising is to have control of what you're riding and be able to maneuver as much as possible. But with a board like this board is meant for tricks. So now I say we skate the box and the round rail, which I brought out to this session, but first, a word from our sponsor, Squarespace. I think Squarespace is legitimately the best website out there to build websites. They have a drag and drop system called Fluid engine where it becomes really easy for anyone to design a beautiful website without having any design background. They have award-winning templates you can choose from. They also have email campaigns embedded into the site, which is the best way to engage with your audience because there's no algorithm to determine whether or not they get your notification. You can also create an online store now by just doing the designs, and Squarespace does the rest. They work with Printful, who actually fulfills all the orders for you. They ship it all out for you. You just have to design it. They'll even give you pictures of people wearing your products. They have blogging tools and they have analytics to tell you the back end of all the stuff you're selling and what's going on with your site, the engagement. And the thing I've been utilizing recently is actually they have a course that you can put on your site, and you can put a paid wall in the front. So if you have a specialty or something you're trying to one day sell some type of class, they have that embedded into the website now. So they're trying to utilize all creative entrepreneurship tools onto one platform. It's incredible. So if you want to check it out, you can go to squarespace.com/JohnHill or click the link in the description down below to get 10% off your first purchase or domain. Okay, let's get into this box session. Punch the hell out of that. Lol, this is the mark I got from punching the thing above. That was a good session. One of the best kickflip no slides I've done because I've actually been envisioning how to do them better recently, and I put that into practice and it worked. It's more about focusing on kickflipping straight rather than kickflipping towards the ledge, which feels natural. Like, oh, of course you gotta kickflip into the no slide, but no, just kick straight and then last minute sort of turn into the ledge. Now let's test out the bigger board. This is gonna be awkward. Oh, I hate it. That's so hard. Whew. This is a challenge. That sound it made. I'm only gonna do like 1 or 2 more tricks. This is so difficult on this, and I'll explain why it actually is more difficult, not just the pop distance. There's something else. Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. The thing that makes it the hardest to do grinds is how wide the wheels are. I didn't even think about this, but they're maybe twice as wide as the other wheels. So when you go to aim, you're so used to having this exact point where you contact your truck with the ledge. But the reason I kept missing is because I was like, oh, I can look down, I see that I'm in it perfect. But really, there's extra width to the wheel and I'd be on top of it instead of grinding on the side. Very difficult. This thing is not meant for this. But that's what makes this fun and challenging. Oh my God. Woo! For the unfun part, 10 tricks, no matter how basic, on the cruiser board. Let's go. Ah! Ooh, I don't know. Yeah, kind of grinding. Ironically, I just tested out inverse skate trucks. That's what's on the other board. On this one, the kingpins are actually catching on the Smith grinds, unfortunately. So I'm gonna lay off that trick, and I think I still have like 6 more tricks to do. Cool. Ooh, that's tough getting up. Oh, it's so hard to get my board up there. Yeah. Since the 48 48mm wheels felt pretty normal. There's actually a couple tricks that I do want to battle out since I did the kickflip nose slide so easily. I even told myself I would never do kickflip nose slide variations again because of how frustrating they were in the past, but today it felt so good. I want to try to do a kickflip nose slide big spin. That's sort of the main goal. Maybe some tricks on the flat rail as well. I still just have a lot of energy to skate. But in terms of skating this big boy right here with these big wheels, amazing wheels for cruising. These are also from OJ Wheels, which is a very, very core, legit skate company. So they created these wheels for, I think, this purpose, for cruising and for filmers as well. So if you are someone out there who is filming and cruising, this isn't sponsored at all, but I really, really like these wheels. I love how silent they were, but actually skating them, obviously no one's gonna buy them for that purpose. So I'm glad I actually have this board now, but for the smaller wheels, I'm gonna stick to my 52mm. I don't like going this small. I feel like this is as small of a wheel as like a little kid could have, and I'm basically 6 foot tall, like 180 pounds. I definitely need a slightly bigger wheel, but let's get in to more skating and see if we can actually do stuff that I'd be stoked on. Oh, why am I kicking like that now? I'm gonna watch it. I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Not a terrible flick, it's okay. As long as I keep it at least like that, we're good. That's good. Close. Oh my goodness! Oh, that seriously counts. Why is it going primo? What was that? Literally perfect. Yes! Told myself I would never try that trick again, and I'm so glad I went through it. And the only reason is because I was getting into it consistently. If I was missing the lock-in over and over, I probably would have given up much earlier, but I knew I had it because the big spin out is actually easy. So if I just got into a proper one that was semi-decent, I would do the spin out. And somehow the big spin ended up like pretty good. It kind of popped out too, so it was pretty high. I'm stoked on that. I would continue, but my time is limited, so I think I'm gonna call it for this session. Thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy, I am uploading every Tuesday, every week, right now. So tune in, check out more skate videos coming your way where we experiment and test a lot of random skate gear and then ideally get in some solid sessions like today. Today was a perfect skate day, so I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you so much, take care, progress daily, and keep killing it.